a grandmother.
Women in leadership, business, and lifestyle.
I know I do. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. Welcome to another episode of Lifin Talk. I hope everybody's doing great this morning, and with my special guest, my collaborator, and my friend, Dr. Rose White. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you. Thank you
I
for
so
having me.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, I thought we would talk about a powerful thought and the topic, boy, because we could really get deep on this. And that is, finding our joy in small places. And you know what? I think that we have always been taught that joy has to come for those big moments in our life, big events, big milestones. And the truth of the matter is that we might find that those big events, those milestones, supposed to give us joy, but we've been missing our joy. So maybe we've overlooked what joy really is and how we're supposed to tap into that, what it feels like. Maybe we've been taught like you're supposed to feel a certain feeling. But what if I told you that deep inner joy is starting with the small things? And sometimes it whispers to you. Sometimes it's in the ordinary routine of life that maybe we take for granted for. So this is what this episode is all about, giving you some life coaching fuel to maybe let you think about some different perspectives on joy. And it might be something that you might take away and apply in your own life, because we're all different. We come with different personalities, different characters. But I do think, and Dr. Rose can probably comment on that, as we kind of end this 2025, or it's ending, it's approaching the end of 2025. What has given you the most joy in your life? Has it been material things? Has it been going to places? Has it been the hustle and bustle that have given you joy? Or maybe the simple things in life that you can't put money on it, you can't buy extra time in it. And so maybe it's those still small, quiet moments of just gratitude, maybe. And so joy sometimes is being intentional. It is practicing each and every day in the small ways that can become big in your life, and that could bring you just that unspeakable joy. Because you know what? Joy is not fueled by a destination, or a person or a thing. It starts with you. And some people think that it's in the material, or maybe joy because you have someone or things. But the truth of the matter is that, you know what? Joy is it's in you. That's where it starts. Fulfillment is where it starts. And I want to share some practical tips as we go along in this segment. But Dr. Rose, what would you say to joy, and maybe some life coaching perspective on when you meet clients? And the truth of the matter is, some discussion is, you know what, I'm not happy, I'm down, I feel defeated, I feel stuck, I don't feel fulfilled. What would you say? How do they find their joy in some of those scenarios?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Liz, for inviting me because this is such a wonderful conversation. Because finding joy in small places is something that I believe that many people um, they need right now.
Yes.
Because oftentimes we're waiting for joy to come wrapped up, as you said, in times, in moments, perhaps in promotions, in breakthroughs or some kind of financial win, or won the lottery, or, a major life change. But real joy doesn't always show up with fireworks. Real joy grows quietly. And so for that individual, a lot of times that I meet, a lot of times they are in a bad place or they're down because they're looking for joy in all the wrong places. A moment of peace. Just having, as I would say, a warm cup of coffee.
And if by she turned it around, but what does that say? Hola, bonita.
Hola, bonita.
Which translation is hello, beautiful. You're beautiful inside. And that definitely should bring you just joy in your life to know that you are beautiful inside, because that's where it starts and then it works outside. Sorry, I just had to show the cup.
You know how that's how it is when you're working together. You just sort of flow like that. I never would have thought that from a mug of coffee. But it's all about making the time to sometimes to stop and smell the roses or to have that cup of coffee. When we slow down, we pay attention to these kinds of moments. Joy begins then to multiply. Joy is, and we talked about dealing with worth. It's not about money.
Yes.
Liz, this is so important. People need to get this because during the holiday time, people are in a hustle bustle, buying, 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 purchasing, 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 looking for that big, wonderful gift. But joy is not the same. Joy is not attached to your income. It's not attached to your bank account, not attached to your 401k. Now, can those things make you happy? Absolutely. But you know what? One of the things that I have learned in my 65 plus years of life, and that is that you can have financial success and still feel empty.
So true.
Still be unhappy, still be lonely, still be miserable. But you can have very little and still experience that which is deep, a type of joy. And I said, happiness can come in ways that most people miss it. Less can be so much better. You can have so much peace of mind. And so joy is what you mentioned.
Yes.
It's on the inside.
Yes.
Joy, it comes from purpose. It comes from peace. And to me, one of the things that matters to me a lot, and that is my peace. That brings me joy. Having connection, having right connection, right relationships. That can give you so much joy. Being grateful, having a heart of gratitude, being in right alignment. See, joy can't be bought. It can't be purchased. It can't be earned, but it can be cultivated. And that is an absolute fact. But joy is also what I would say, it is a right out choice. It's not a condition. Joy isn't something that just appears only when everything is perfect. It shows up when you choose to notice the good, when you begin to see what's already here, what's already present, right in the middle of your challenges, the hardest times. Joy becomes a stabilizer. Even when you're going through your hardest moments, in times of uncertainty, when you're not sure what tomorrow is going to bring, joy becomes a reminder. That
So
life
good.
still is so beautiful. Life still holds hope and it brings you meaning. And so those small joys can strengthen your capacity. And here's what's so very powerful about that, Liz. And that is the moment that you practice finding joy in the small places, the stronger you become.
I love that.
And for many of my clients, this is one of the things that I let them know. And that is your joy. It has a lot to do with how you're able to go through the next level. And so even there's a scripture that says the joy of the Lord is my strength. And so when you have that joy, these are small moments. It's going to give you some emotional breath. And so that is what I would say, Liz, to many people that comes to me. And that is that having that joy, it strengthens your heart. It strengthens your attitude. It strengthens your mindset. It helps you to be able to handle whatever comes in that particular day. Whatever happens today, joy on the inside is going to help me to get through today.
That is so good. Um, you know, and I think how important joy really is, and maybe sometimes we take it for granted, because joy also, it's about mental wellness, but it's also about our health. And so joy has a huge part in regulating your nervous system, because it has to be in balance. You know, there's so much scientifically that has been documented. I'm not a doctor, nor can I speak to that, but only by what research and some collaboration that I've had in the medical field with some naturopath and things of that realm. But you know what, it helps you be in better balance, because there is such thing as fight or flight, the vagus nerve. So when you feel, anxiety, when you feel stressed, take a pause. Take a pause and know that you need to calm down your nervous system. And there's so many practical, small, simple exercises and routines that you can do for the vagus nerve. And I'm hoping to have some professionals on that could really speak to that a little bit more. But it's the simple steps that you can do each and every day. It's about going outside and taking a deep breath, letting the wind blow in your hair, listening to nature. It's about genuine smile. You know what? Because when we smile more, it also helps our bone structure and just lifts everything up, and so much more. And the thing is that joy is healing. It supports your body good health habits. So that's something important to think about. And oftentimes, some of the final points that I want to make, oftentimes, is you know what? If you take a look in the mirror, you start your day looking in the mirror, why not say how beautiful you are, that you're good enough, that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, you're a masterpiece, just the way that you are, and that you are a treasure, just as you are. Because you know what? A lot of times we miss out on joy, because the truth of the matter is that joy starts within. It's an intentional step. Even if you don't believe everything, if you start changing your mindset, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you believe that what you can do, focus on those things versus what you're not. Because you know what? The mirror, sometimes you have that reflection. What do you see? What do you see? And the truth of the matter is also, it could be a positive. Rule out the negative. It doesn't serve you. So, next time that you think about all the things that you don't have, be joyous in knowing that, you know what, you're of sound mind, you've got great health, you've got people that love you, you've got such a great future in front of you, even if you don't see it. Because guess what? There's the power of vision for yourself. It takes one step, one mind shift to be determined. In 2026, you're going to start. And it starts with, I'm going to have more joy in my life. I'm not going to be on autopilot anymore. It doesn't serve me. I
Good.
want to feel. How do you feel right now? I want to encourage you, as Dr. Rose said, you know what? It doesn't have to be material things, because at the end of the day, let's just say you purchase a new, not pulling any plugs on any brands, but you drive off with a $150,000 car at in the car, lot, dealership lot. That's the value. But the truth of the matter is, when you drive it off the lot, it starts losing value.
Yes.
Don't let that be you. You have so much value within yourself. You add value. It's priceless on what you can do and how much joy you can have inside and share it with people. So, with that, Rose, do you have any final thoughts on that?
All I would say is just find joy in the small places, because those small moments becomes the foundation of emotional strength, spiritual grounding, and true fulfillment. I want to thank you, Liz, for creating spaces for these types of life-giving conversations. It's always an honor to
Thank you,
collaborate with you.
Rose. Thank you.
Thank you.
And one more parting thought: joy is hiding in you. You need to bring it out. It starts with one step at a time. You are valuable just the way that you are. So go out and be a light. And in being a light, you will also find joy. So, with that said, I wish you and your family, everybody watching, a happy holiday, a very healthy new year, prosperous new year. And you know what? We have so much to be grateful for. And so I hope that you will find joy and gratitude this season. And so this is a segment of Life and with Liz, of Lifin Talk, that is here. You can come back to it anytime you want to. It's a place to grow, a place to be refueled. And so if you like this content, I want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, and to share with others, because at the end of the day, that's what brings us the one of the greatest joys, is to be a light to others. So thank you for this time, and thank you for listening. And I hope that you have a great day. And Dr. Rose, thank you again.
Thank you.
Happy holidays to you.
Thank
So
you.
until next time, we will see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.